So Arvind Kejriwal has finally apologized for the manner in which he allowed a rally to continue even after the tragic suicide of Gajendra Singh. It's taken 48 hours and sustained public criticism, but at least the Delhi Chief Minister appears to have finally realized that he was in the wrong. This is not the first time Kejriwal has apologized. Remember last year, after he resigned, a few months later, he publicly said that yes, he had made a mistake by resigning in 49 days as Delhi Chief Minister, and he apologized to the people of the national capital. And to my mind, that did make a difference and helped him achieve a political comeback in the February elections this year. Also, Aam Aadmi Party's Ashutosh has apologized, saying he too should not have made the kind of comments he made, suggesting that Kejriwal would next time climb a tree to help Gajendra Singh. Does an apology work in public life? Is it enough to apologize after the event? To my mind, in a sense, it has made some kind of a difference in the past. When a leader apologizes, whether it's because of public pressure or because he feels a certain moral pang, I do believe that the Indian public is by and large ready to accept that expression of saying sorry. Perhaps because very few of our leaders actually are willing to accept that they make mistakes. Across the world, you will find that in public life, leaders are expected to accept when they've made a mistake. My sense is that Kejriwal has realized that in this instance, what happened with Gajendra Singh has affected the credibility of the Aam Aadmi Party and its claim to represent the Aam Aadmi. In that sense, it's a good sign that he has apologized. Where I have a problem with is that there is this blame game that has now begun. Aam Aadmi Party blames the Delhi police. The Delhi police in its FIR seems to suggest that it's the Aam Aadmi Party which was responsible for preventing Gajendra Singh from, which did not do enough to prevent Gajendra Singh from committing suicide. The BJP blames the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, saying Kejriwal should resign. And the Congress blames the BJP and AAP. I think that is where there is a problem. Because this kind of blame game is not going to resolve the larger crisis facing this country when it comes to agrarian distress. In a way, Gajendra Singh has become symbolic of the fact that farmer suicide is a reality in this country. Much in the manner that, remember many years ago, a student called Rajiv Goswami immolated himself during the Mandal agitation, and his immolation in a sense became symbolic of the battle that was existing in society over reservations. My sense is that the political class needs to realize that scoring cheap political points over a dead body will yield limited returns. I was glad to hear the Prime Minister yesterday in Parliament say that ye gambhir mamla hai. It's a serious matter and we need to treat it with due seriousness. I think other political parties and leaders need to take a cue from what Mr. Modi said in Parliament. I think political parties need to try and understand just why a Kisan commits suicide. They need to address issues of crop insurance, of ensuring that compensation reaches those who need it most. Need to try and find ways in which farmers are taken out of the clutches of money lenders. Need to see what can be done to increase productivity, to increase farm incomes, particularly of small and marginal farmers. These are the issues on which there needs to be a public debate. It would be unfair to suggest that Kejriwal is responsible for the death of Gajendra Singh. It would be unfair to suggest that the media should be held responsible for failing to stop Gajendra Singh from climbing the tree, or that the police alone is responsible for what went wrong. It's time to stop passing the buck. It's time to address the critical issue of agrarian distress. If we make this Kejriwal versus Delhi police, or BJP versus AAP, or BJP versus Congress, nothing's going to be resolved. Let's be clear. Political parties are desperately trying to increase their vote bank. They will continue with their rhetoric. But rhetoric is not the answer at the moment. We need rational solutions. We need a rational, reasoned debate. We need it on television. We need it among our political classes. We need it in Parliament. And not just a rational debate, but rational solutions that will actually work on the ground. We don't need to see a situation like we saw in Uttar Pradesh, where checks are bouncing given to farmers who've lost their land or are suffering from huge crop loss. I hope and pray that Gajendra Singh, in that sense, is a wake-up call to all of us to address the weaknesses in the media, where the concept of breaking news has broken down, to address the crisis of our political class, which resorts to rhetoric at the slightest instance, and to address the largest problem that we face of inadequate attention to rural India. In fact, as a starter, maybe every channel or every newspaper needs to have an agricultural editor just as much as it needs a political editor. That's it in my video blog today. Do respond on rajdeepsardesai.net. Carry forward this conversation with your comments. Thanks for listening.